Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dr. Ollie Show, where you will find special guests, hot topics, and unexpected surprises. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dr. Ollie Show. Today, I'd like to invite you to open your heart and clear your mind as we dive into our topic. Today, we're going to have a discussion, and I've invited two very special guests to talk about breaking into the film industry, on the acting side, as well as on the filmmaking side. So we have here, go ahead and introduce yourself.
High noon.
All right, and
I'm Rob Hudspeth.
Mr. Rob Hudspeth. And so, with bringing both of you in, first question I want to know is, what role do you actually play as far as in this entertainment industry?
Oh man, pretty much a jack of all trades.
Okay.
Basically, I cover acting. I do a little bit of recording and stuff like that. I'm a very visual person. By day, I'm a tattoo artist, so I also provide a lot of like visual direction for productions and stuff. So yeah, I kind of got my hand in everything.
Okay. And as far as yourself, Mr. Rob?
Primarily as an actor, film actor. Also done some writing of my own and some my own productions as well.
Okay. And with being in the industry, would you say that it is simple, or would you say it's been very, very challenging? What would you like to be able to really elaborate on about that?
Oh yeah, it's challenging, especially now that social media. You have everybody having access to getting content out there.
But it seemed like as if that would be able to help you get your work out as faster too, right?
In a way, yes, but in a way, it also kind of floods the market, so to speak. You know what I mean? As far as like having people discern, where to go to for good content.
Okay. And what would you say when it comes down to as far as would you classify yourself more on the filmmaking side or the acting side? I want to go there first.
Acting.
More on the acting side?
Right. I mean, I do have a filmmaking background.
Okay.
But that's what I studied in college.
Okay.
But then I kind of figured out my senior year that I was better on the other side of the camera than behind it.
And so for years, you've pretty much just been as far as more on the acting side.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
So would you say that as far as there's a certain particular type of look that comes into major play when it comes down to acting, or is it really more based off of as far as your skill and how well you can perform?
Well, if you're talking about commercial acting, then look is pretty much everything. But as far as if you're looking at something theatrical, filmmaking, look isn't quite as important. Then more of your acting skill comes into play. But I mean, a lot of the productions that's done around Dallas is more of the commercial side, more of the corporate side. So yeah, look is quite important for those. But again, if someone's making a film, if they're smart, they're going to go with the best actor. And I've actually booked roles that I was not the look for. I booked a role that they wanted a 300-pound man.
But because you were so good.
Or because I fit the role, or my acting was what they wanted. So even though I didn't look the part, they still hired me. So that's possible in theatrical productions, not so much in your commercial or corporate.
Okay. And you said that you stay as far as on the more of the entertainment stuff, so you don't do anything as far as with filmmaking?
Oh yeah. I act as well. I write and stuff like that. I'm in the middle of trying to produce my own movie right now.
Okay.
It's a horror movie, so.
It's a horror film?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it about?
It's kind of a nod to like the old Twilight Zone episodes, but kind of told in a new kind of style.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a short film, and It's all going to be done here in Fort Worth.
Okay. Would you classify yourself as far as like a good filmmaker, or would you say that you're more, a beginner and you're open as far as like to being able to learn everything, or you're seasoned? What would you say?
Well, I've been interested in the whole filmmaking process my entire life.
Hmm.
Even in a point of time where it wasn't that easy to get information as to like behind the scenes and how things are made and stuff like that. I was always just seeking out that type of information for myself. So basically, I've just been prepping for this and prepping for it, like unknowingly, like my whole entire life. Um, the process of filmmaking is way more difficult than people think. People think, oh, you can just write something and then just make it. But there's a whole section of time between writing it and actually getting the crew there and starting to film. And that's what a lot of people are lacking. A lot of people are lacking that knowledge, what happens between writing it and actually making it.
Hmm.
And that's pretty much the point I'm in right now.
Okay, so you're in the process of getting as far as it made,
Yeah.
and it's the challenges that,
Yeah.
that you're dealing with.
Oh yeah.
Is it challenges financially, or would you say more challenges as far as with actors, or what would be probably that biggest challenge?
Well, luckily, I'm taking it from the perspective of jumping from acting to directing.
Okay.
So luckily, that helps me with casting and everything like that. So casting isn't really a problem.
Okay.
But yeah, funding is always going to be an
One of the
issue.
biggest things. Okay.
Yeah, especially when nobody knows your name yet.
Yeah. What would you say probably your biggest complaint be toward actors?
Ooh. Um, a lot of times, you have very talented actors, but their work ethic isn't necessarily there. Like they don't show up on time and stuff like that, or they're just really hard to like nail down and get on schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But they're really, really talented people. And so I think that the most difficult thing is just wrangling the actors and getting everybody in the same spot on the same day and, focused and ready to work.
Because you're dealing with so many different people at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. And from your perspective, like what would you say probably your biggest complaint would be toward a lot of actors? I know you've said a number of years you've been in the industry, so just working with a number of different type of actors.
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of actors who don't take it seriously.
Okay.
They're not trained.
Mm-hmm.
They, they're like you said, they may be late, they may not show up at all. But sometimes it's been to my benefit.
Mm-hmm.
I actually booked a really good role because one particular actor didn't like the way he was being treated, and he just walked off set. He just said, "See ya." So they called me. They said, "Could you be here tomorrow morning?" I said, "I'll see you then."
Oh my God.
And so I ended up with a really cool role in a very good film. So I guess it works both ways.
Okay. What would you say when it comes down to filmmakers? What is really the difference in between the actual filmmaker and then someone that just shoots with a camera?
I believe a filmmaker is actually trying to tell a story.
Okay.
And people pick up on the approach of a filmmaker. Going into like mood and everything like that,
Yeah.
pacing of a film and everything like that. All that leads to your signature filmmaking style.
Mm-hmm.
And so people pick up on that.
Mm-hmm.
Just like they would pick up on any type of performance, really.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I guess I don't know if I answered the
No.
question.
Listen, that's good. It did answer the question. So I know you said you're just getting started as far as on the filmmaking side,
Yeah.
but when it comes down to the acting part, how long did you say you've been doing this?
Well, I first got on reality television back in 2014.
I can see you as a reality star.
Yeah.
Really? Wow, okay.
I used to do tattoos on Tattoo Nightmares Miami on Spike
Oh
Television.
wow. Okay, so you must be really, really good.
A little bit.
Well, I'm looking at that diamond on your neck. It's really a diamond, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at that. Okay.
Yeah.
But so you got started at that particular time.
Yeah, that was basically when I decided that this is actually what I want to do.
Okay.
I'll always do art and tattooing and everything like that, regardless. But as far as like a profession, I really want to tell stories. This is totally what I want to do.
So since both of you have been in the acting for way longer than even doing filmmaking or anything like that, I'm going to go in that direction just for a moment. And this right here would definitely be able to help a lot of our viewers as well. But one of the million-dollar questions is, have you actually made any money as far as being an actor?
Yes.
Okay. And what would you say the typical paying gig is? Because I know a lot of filmmakers, when they first get started, like I don't know how yours is going to really run. I know you talked about a little bit of budget a little earlier,
Yeah.
but a lot of times what uh, we look at is the fact, okay, if you did make money, then what's the actual going rate to be able to come be a part like of the daily rate? So what could you really be able to tell us that's probably fair for someone to be able to come and play a role?
I mean, so many factors go into the money aspect of the whole thing. When you start collecting money, then you gotta think about it. Okay, do you have representation? Things like that. At what stage of the game you are in, and whichever stage of the game you're at, it's always up to your better judgment. Different gigs are going to offer different compensation. So it's really up to the actor or the performer to kind of gauge if that's the type of project that is worth me giving this performance for this amount of money for. Sometimes you can do a cameo role or a walk-on role or something like that for nothing at all. And just because you like the project, you justify it that way. So it's really kind of hard to have a baseline, basically, especially at this stage of the game.
Okay, okay. And Robert, you said that you've been as far as an actor for a number of years as well. And so, what is probably do you have like as far as a minimum amount that you will accept, or are you open to all different types?
I'm open to all different types, and it really does depend on the production. A lot of the films that are made around here will never earn a dime. Let's face it.
Why would they not?
Because they're short films. Typically, most of the films that I've been in have been short films,
Okay.
10 to 15, maybe 20 minutes long. They're really calling cards for people. They're calling cards for the filmmakers. They're calling cards for the actors. So the odds of any of those films making any money at all is very slim. In fact, they're not made to make money.
So are they when they make the short films, are they really making the short films to actually to be seen, or are they making it for short films like just for fun because hey we really just want to say we're creating?
I think there's some of both to that. But there are outlets. I mean, you can make a film just for fun, but then enter the film festivals all over the world. And I mean, maybe you'll get picked up, maybe it won't. I mean, I did a film, a short film about 5 or 6 years ago that ended up playing at a film festival in Naples.
Okay.
So, and the whole purpose of making the film was we wanted to create a film that showcased our talents.
And to show how great you really are.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we never intended to make any money off of the film. It was all, just an artistic project, a creative project that we all wanted to do and that we wanted, to share. And it's still out there. I mean, you make a film, it's pretty much out there forever.
Yeah.
And you put it on YouTube, you put it on Vimeo, and all these other platforms, and you have that piece of work that's always going to be there. So what's the value of that? I mean, I've been paid to do some projects that I never want to see again.
Oh. Okay.
So and I've also done several for free
that are really good.
That I'm very proud of.
Yeah. So what would make it to where you never want to see it again? Is it the fact that the production was just so hard to get through, or was it the quality of it after it was completed?
The quality after it was completed.
Okay, so it's just like sound may have been bad, the camera's shaking. It just
you have no control over the camera, the sound, the editing afterwards, and whatnot. The other actors who are in it.
Also bad acting around you as well.
That could be an issue.
Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, I've worked with several people who weren't professional actors, and some are fine, and some could use a class or two. I'll say that.
Okay. No.
And I mean, hey, I go to 2 classes a week, so I mean, I'm all about classes. So there's nothing wrong with taking an acting class. Trust me, that's
important. That was going to be my next question. I was going to ask about it as far as like when it comes down to just being able to perfect what you have, one thing that I have definitely seen in a number of just, we'll just say, types of work is that anything that you want to become great in, that you should definitely be able to study, that you should, be able to just perfect whatever it's going to take to be able to get you there. It's just like with driving. I mean, I remember I started driving when I was like 11.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
and-
Kilgore, you can do that. So.
See, that's what I forgot I told you. So yeah, I started driving. I wasn't out here on these freeways,
Yeah.
But about 11. But so by the time I got about 13, I was able to go to the store, do whatever I really wanted to be able to do. And I wasn't doing it, not legally, but somewhat, yeah.
Mhm.
But the same thing is when it comes down to acting, like you said, as far as being able to perfect it. So a lot of people, they just want to just be on the camera, just as far as get out there. So what you're saying is that a lot of them, they won't go in that direction as far as let me go the extra mile, let me pay for classes, hire a teacher or somebody.
Yeah, I mean, it's expensive. There's no getting around that. Acting classes are not cheap.
Oh, really?
And the thing about acting is, I mean, like if you're a musician,
Yeah.
you can sit in your room and you can practice your instruments,
Okay.
for hours a day, and you'll get better.
Mm-hmm.
As an actor, you can't just really sit in your room and do a monologue in the mirror forever and really expect to grow.
You have to have what as far as correction?
Well, I mean, you need coaching. You need interaction with other people, with other actors. I mean, acting is, very collaborative. If you're only going to do a one-man show for the rest of your life, then maybe you can just sit in your, in front of the mirror and perfect things that way. But as far as, honing your craft and getting better, you just first, I mean, experience getting out there and doing it. But really, I mean, those classes are key. I mean, you're learning to act with other actors, learning to take direction from other directors.
Yeah.
Learning where your mark is, learning where the camera is, learning where the lighting is. There's if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. That's what my acting coach Teresa is always saying. So and it's not easy.
Yeah.
To do it well is not easy.
So in order to do it, I mean, you really have to have number one. I say you really have to have a desire of heart to be able to pursue more. It's almost like you got to marry it to a certain degree, so that way that you can be able to become the best you possibly can.
Yeah, you mentioned the extra mile. I'm going the extra mile. I'm actually in an acting class called the Extra Mile.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's a big part of being an actor. You just have to be, prepared to. I mean, you're sitting there on the couch wishing for it to happen isn't going to get you very far.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, I have a number of other questions that our viewers have definitely sent in that I would like to be able to ask both of you and just be able to get your, personal opinions on them. So we're going to take a commercial break right now, and we will be back right after this.